Greetings, dear ones. Happy Friday, the 17th. Um, I'm hoping many of you are able to see and get out in this marvelous spring weather. We actually do have many here on the East Coast complain that we don't have spring, we don't have spring. Well, we certainly do this year. There are cool temperatures really causing sweater weather, jacket weather. And in other parts of the country, I have clients sending me snow scenes. And up north from here, even a blizzard last week. So we are experiencing cool spring weather with that, an extension of the blossoming time and the blooming time. So it's a wonderful show each day to wake up and see what has sprouted, which of my trees have more flowers on it, which ones are kind of now even losing their blossoms. The plum trees, the flowering plum, they have come and gone. And if you get a chance to see one that's still in blooming as you're walking around neighborhoods, please take a moment and smell it. It has a scent of almost candy. So experience what we are seeing and smelling all around in this beautiful time of fertility and rebirth and regrowth and blossoming and blooming, which is definitely going to be one of the energetics that are joining us today in the meditation healing session or practice. Today, I was very struck all this week by the amazing, how can I say it, forks in the road that keep showing up. There are some very drastic measures being taken by those that are attempting to protect and to shorten the span of time that we are in this pause, slow down, lockdown, quarantine, whatever you want to refer to it as. And then there are those who are truly taking advantage of this time to push forward some of the things that would not normally be able to be accomplished if we were all more active and more involved in the day-to-day affairs. And then again, on the other hand, this slowing down, this quiet time, this going in is giving us such an opportunity to be able to reassess and reevaluate and reset. I've mentioned before Nick Anthony Fiorenza, who is a sidereal astrologist, which is actually the ancient astrology of the wise men of ancient Greece, of excuse me, of ancient Egypt, Sumeria, the ancient worlds. And he spoke long before this year began of a societal reset. And we could not have imagined, or let me rephrase that, in our soul imagining, we have created an opportunity for the world to change as we know it. Now, many feel that that is in a negative way. When people speak about our world has changed, it's never going to be the same again. What is the new normal, or what was normal, what will be normal? I am seeing the potentials and the opportunities for nothing to be the same again if we so choose. And by that, I mean, we don't have to continue in this dog eat dog, very few people holding the majority of the money, the resources, control over how and what is chosen. We, the people, have really come to realize how much we are all in this together and how much our actions, our choices, our lives are what make this world run. And we therefore have the opportunity to choose how we want this reopening or um, activity of our world to continue. We can still have the world based in dirty, non-renewable sources such as petroleum and natural gas and coal, and the accumulation and use of aspects of our environment and earth, creating what was becoming a crisis in our climate, our environment, the potential for moving forward. And have the opportunity now to make those changes. We've seen how no matter what the policies may be coming down from leaders, from government, it is our choice to follow those policies right at the moment in regard to this virus, this challenge that we're facing. But people are taking responsibility. They are taking themselves, their families, their neighbors into consideration and not making dangerous choices or choices that could potentially cause harm or spread this virus in a multitude of ways. Yes, it's inconvenient, but in the long run, we are seeing how those individual choices are affecting a larger population, a larger group, ultimately the globe. So it can be done, is the point. We're seeing that in New York, where we're talking about millions and millions of people, and they are going along with the guidelines that are set up. And they will be as we move into the next stage of this, where business owners and employees are going to have to work together. Government and private sector is going to have to work together. We have an unprecedented cooperative, collaborative effort going on, despite, again, what appears to be detrimental, certainly to the economy right at the moment, certainly to our activities, certainly to our ability to socialize and physically get together with our family and friends. But we also have many different options. And perhaps that socializing and that busyness was preventing us from tapping into deeper levels of our own being, deeper levels of connection with our nuclear families, however, whatever form that may be, the people in our home, for example. So we have opportunities to reassess, as I said, and reevaluate how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to our family, how we relate to the land and the environment around us, nature around us, how we interact with our government, whether it's municipal, county, state, federal, even, on a global basis. This is uniting people more than it's separating them, which is something very, very exciting and could not really be done certainly to the extent and the pace or speed at which it's being done now under an urgency or emergency, it would take years of slogging and back and forth and battling and fighting for who has the higher position, etc. Right now, much of that is going out the window in order to um, bring information from one country to another, in order to link up different aspects of society and governments around the world, cooperative efforts. This is unheard of. And it's being done. Yes, there is great suffering. Yes, there is loss of life, loss of um, finances, many, many, many losses we can look at. But in the long run, any other global disaster would not necessarily have created this unity and this togetherness. And it would have done so with much, much, much more loss of life, much more loss of property, to the destruction of the earth. Say, for example, if an asteroid had struck us or come too close and thrown off our protective ozone layer, or a flare, a solar flare, knocked out all of our electronics and communications, or there's many, many different disasters that could have occurred, causing people, yes, to reassess and rethink and redo and renew their lives. But here we have something that is doing so very, very peacefully in all essence, and with overall much, 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 much less loss than ever could be imagined. So, on the one hand, we have the pain of loved ones gone, of our economy around the world being thrown into chaos. But out of chaos comes order, and not order in a strict linear way, but a reordering, the potential for a reordering of our world. There are many articles. I'm going to be sending out a newsletter this weekend pointing out the many ways in which the positives far outweigh, in many instances, the negatives that are going on, because we have that potential to make changes. Many people have been pointing out the science and the facts and figures of how drastic our climate has changed and how that will affect our economy, et cetera, et cetera. But it's such a large issue and so many factors that it seemed impossible to make a difference, certainly in our individual lives. People feeling frustrated and lost as to how to go about it. Well, right now, you are making a huge difference in the climate, a huge difference in our environment, a huge difference in the amount of garbage and material objects being tossed away because we can't buy them. Yes, people are cleaning house and hopefully recycling and sending for reuse those things that they no longer find purposeful. But we are not doing the level of consumerism that we normally do, especially in this country. And that's making a large inroad into the decrease in the amount of garbage being produced. Not only that, of course, we're all very, very aware. You've seen many articles, I'm sure you've heard on the news, how our air is suddenly so radically cleaner that we can see, for example, the Himalayas from parts of India that haven't been seen for decades. Um, we are seeing animals coming out of the wilderness and being able to be in cities. And that isn't maybe a benefit for the future, but it is a way for people to reconnect with wildlife, to be able to be aware of how close and how intricately interconnected we are and we can be with the wildlife in our immediate areas. And we must be aware that we are not the only ones on this planet, and we are not benefiting ourselves by the constant use and abuse of resources and land and animals and nature. So, this is an amazing time. We can feel the fear, we can hang on that, or we can create an opportunity to make small changes now or feel what it's like to be in a changed environment and realize that that doesn't necessarily mean that we are at a loss. For this is provoking creativity in people. It's provoking all kinds of opportunities to feel into who you are, how you want your life to be. I know it may sound strange, but this is an exciting and just chock full of opportunities and potentials. And we are the ones that have the power to change that, to make it what we wish it to be. Again, physics are constantly bringing evidence forward of how our consciousness, how our collective feelings, thoughts are affecting this universe. So, to that end, I'm going to be doing Facebook Lives every day. I'm inviting everyone to join in and bring your input, bring what you've been seeing, bring what you've been challenged with, um, bring in the aspects of nature or whatever guidance you've been receiving and sharing it with others, because it is in that diversity, it is in that big mix of both positive and negative and divine and human and just the combination of all that we are that mixes together in that synergistic effect to create not what one person wants, not what one person envisions, but what we all collectively wish to see in our world, have as our world, leave as our world, as a legacy. So, just checking my notes. Um, I know many people are very, very aware of the dandelions right now. I've been seeing a lot of Facebook posts about foraging dandelion greens and some of the recipes that people are making with the dandelion greens, what their grandmothers used to do. And this is really significant because that's another wonderful effect. There are people making gardens just to have some sense of control over their own food sources. And if you don't have gardens, there are small hydroponic shelving and hanging apparatus that you can grow things. So even if you're in a small apartment, you're not limited. There are innumerable innovations to every problem we have, every challenge we have, everything that seems detrimental. We are the creators. So I'm really inviting you to pass the word, to have people join. I'm going to be doing these at noon every day. And I'm hoping that there's a big grouping of people bringing what they have, who they are, and what they're noticing to the mix, and so that we can create. This is going to be a creation group. So also to that end, on the 21st, Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be doing a Zoom gathering entitled Dream Awake. And we there's several types of dreaming. And in this particular gathering, we're going to be learning how to dream as you're going about your daily affairs. It doesn't seem like that. And, we all know of daydreaming. And some of us were scolded as youngsters, you're constantly daydreaming, get back to what you're supposed to be doing. Well, at this point in time, daydreaming is one of the things you're supposed to be doing, to really feel into the imaginings. It is our imagination out of which will birth solutions. So that's going to be Tuesday the 21st at 8 o'clock. Please contact me on Facebook, or call me, or email me at andrea@healersuniverse.com. And I'll send you the link and the information that you can register. It's only $20, and it should be about a 90-minute gathering. So please feel into that and let me know if you'd like to join us. Other than that, I think that's all the news right now. The Facebook Live every day, the gathering on Tuesday the 21st at 8 o'clock, and also there will be upcoming courses for those who are really interested in doing earth keeping, which is a lot deeper work with the earth and with creation energies. So I think right now I'd really like to invite everyone to get comfortable and find your seat. I've been in preparation for this morning. There are many different energies, energetics, and beings who wanted to join in and give everyone the opportunity for a very, very deep practice today. So I'm encouraging you to sit up rather than lay down for this, for a couple different reasons. Primarily because, unlike perhaps other meditation practices that you have participated in, where you're invited to kind of go through your third eye or out in some way, my information has always been to encourage people and teach people how to go down and in, excuse me, to your inner universe, to your inner world, to your inner wisdom. In other words, it is through you that you are able to access the universe, your universe. So it is truly, maybe you've heard of astral travel. This is universal travel, but you must be in, first of all, your own vehicle. And then I will be creating a larger container within which we will expand the sacred geometric configuration so that we can experience, each and every one of us, our own individual sensations, experience, but at the same time, very interconnected and very safely joined together. So yes, I am going to be setting up the sacred geometric configuration. That can look very, very complex, depending on how many people are either here at the moment or will be listening in the future. I wanted to share, let's see if you can see this. This is, there we go. This is referred to as Metatron's cube. Metatron is considered one of the great energetic teachers, and he will certainly be a part of every group or meditation that I am conducting. But I wanted to show you that to give you an idea of how complex the configuration can be and how individual. I'm going to show you once again. If you can imagine, there we go, a little bit better, that this is, say, a grouping of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and each of these are your own individual vehicles and how they must interconnect with one another. Also, when you go into a meditation such as this, and again, I don't generally use the word meditation, it's more of an energetic practice, you are bringing with you not only all of your accumulated experience, knowledge, resources from this plane, but also from your guides and teachers and masters. And if you align with the idea that you have had other lives or that you are connected interdimensionally and are multidimensionally, those are also potentially involved in the meditation practice or in the practice. If you do not align with the idea of having lived many times, you carry within you the DNA of your ancestors. And that accumulation of experience, knowledge, abilities, talents, information from thousands of years is still with you and in you. So there's many ways that you can look at who you are, but know that all of that is involved in an energetic practice such as this. And so when you see those individual circles within that configuration and the inner circles that, let me point it out so you don't have to try to remember. This is, there we go again. So let's say you are these outer circles, okay? Some of the inner circles is that knowledge or different lives, abilities, ancestors. And if you can see, there's many different interconnections that must occur in order for the accumulated energy, knowledge, etc. So you're interconnected, but yet individualized. And that's really significant. We're not merging all together and mushing into one energetic because we are not that. So this is bringing all of your diversity, yet in a united way, unity with diversity. So without further ado, I want you to know that before we drop in so that you can have a fuller experience of yourself and the energetics that are present for us today and that you yourself are bringing. So I recommend that you be seated either in a chair, on a couch. If you are on your bed, then I encourage you to prop up the pillows so that you are sitting in a sitting position. Because if you're able to sit firmly and clearly on your butt bones, those that do yoga are maybe familiar with them. If not, you can put your hand right in the very center of your bottom on each side and find kind of a sharp or very prominent bone. So just adjust yourself. You might have to scooch back a little bit, but find those butt bones to be able to sit firmly on them, which allows your um, skeletal structure to then align and do what it's supposed to do, which is hold your body up. And in that way, you can let go and drop inward. So once you're seated, if you feel to take a few breaths, I would encourage you to do so through your nose, very, very slowly, pausing in between, and then exhaling through your mouth. Again, very, very long, slow breaths. And that brings more of your attention to your body. It brings more energy throughout. For, of course, the oxygen is coursing through your blood, through your circulatory system. So it enables a kind of awareness or an attention being brought to all parts of your body, because you do want to feel your body, at least initially. So I also encourage you to just leave your eyes open just a tiny, tiny bit at first. Later on, you may want to close them entirely. And as you do so, those of you who are energetically sensitive may begin to feel some of the energetics being brought in and beginning to situate us in, again, that very, very unique, very, very particular to this moment in time, and those who are joining us here, but more so creating a container within which those that will be listening at a future point are already included. Remember, when we're talking about energy in this way, there is no confinement by time and space. So really allow yourself to simply feel yourself, your body. If you are able to feel your energy field, your chakras, wonderful, but not necessary. And we're going to begin setting up the sacred geometric with some of the beings who hold this container and are always present. First and foremost, we always have with us Mikhail, who is a protective energy, but more so who holds the mutual duality of not only our individual selves, but our planet and beyond. And by mutual duality, I mean all things that appear to be opposites, for we live in a dualistic universe of dark and light, positive, negative, human, divine, earthly, spiritual, feminine, masculine, destructive, creative. It is all part of the design of this universe and our lives. So we are including, honoring, valuing, accepting all aspects, excuse me, of us and our world and our universe. We're inviting in today also the mothers, Mother Mary, Tara, Kuan Yin, Sophia, Amma, the Great Mother. For now, more than ever, we are wanting, needing, desiring the sensation, the experience of that nurturing, the encircling and holding that a mother so naturally holds. We're also, of course, always going to include Francis of Assisi, for he exemplified and continues, if you so choose, to teach the enjoyment, the acknowledgement, the recognition that each and every aspect of this earth is divine, has divine purpose, holds that divinity, down to each and every blade of grass, each and every little insect, each and every bird, each and every tree, cloud, river, mountain. We are all joined together in that connection of life force. I'm also very aware of the energetic, as I mentioned, of dandelion. Not only are dandelions full of wonderful nutrients, but they represent so much as far as their structure and, again, an interconnectedness and the many potentials for our wishes. As little children, we pick them and blow them while making a wish. I invite everyone to do that every day and watch your wishes fly, spread, land, and grow, creating the world in which you want to live. We also have the energetic of snow. So many places in the country are experiencing the wonderful benefits of snow as well as the headaches, representing a cleanliness and even more quiet than we're all experiencing right now. There's a hush that snow brings. And freezing in place so we can momentarily freeze from the busyness, and know that underneath the snow, there is always more growth. Also, very present is Ostera, the goddess of spring, from which the word Easter comes, representing such fertility and the blooming and blossoming of ideas and new ways of being, a rebirth as we will come out of this cocooning time. As always, the ancients are here. The ancients are a council of intergalactic beings that I have been working with and receiving guidance and information from for many, many years, who are directly involved in this evolutionary process our planet is going through, our species is experiencing. I invite them to continue to show us, teach us, guide us, and remind us who we truly are and how we may be. I call in and call upon the healing masters, in particular, Mercury today, anciently known as Quicksilver, to ignite and spark and catalyze the shifts, the transformation, the evolution. I call in and call upon Delphinion, the master gatekeeper, to always open doors, portals, and passageways that can benefit us in this practice, and to close very tightly all doors, portals, and passageways that can in any way cause harm. And I invoke universal spiritual law, such that nothing that is created or experienced be outside of the confines of spiritual law. And as always, I invite Lady Gaia to sink us deeply into the earth of us, each one of us. Hold structures, reflective of the earth structures. So you may feel yourself getting sleepy or kind of in that half in, half out state just before you fall asleep. That's perfectly all right. You need not follow my words. It's simply to hear my voice as the energetics are transmitted through that channel. And we're going to drop in another level deeper. There is nothing you need do, nothing you need know. Your energy field and your wider self, along with and under the direction of your guides and teachers and masters, know exactly how to bring you another level deeper into your inner world, your inner verse, receiving the exact right confluence of energetics for the highest benefit for your body, be it cleansing, be it replenishing, be it energizing, whatever your physical body may need at this moment. Rest assured that you are receiving exactly that. You may be experiencing sensations inside your body, oftentimes even particular organs or body systems, but if not, no worries. Your individual experience is all that matters. Simply allow yourself to continue to drop down and in. No effort, no push, no doing, no work necessary. Simply allow. Simply allow. Knowing that you are in the exact right place, the exact right position, the exact right spot within the sacred geometric configuration for the highest benefit, not only to you, but to all those who are either participating now or will be participating in future. And as we drop another level deeper, you may feel sleepy or just vaguely hearing my voice, which is just fine. Again, no need to use your mind to follow my words. Allow yourself to have whatever experience is here for you, as you, in you, with you, through you. From you. And each time you allow for another deepening, even if that feels like you're nodding off or taking a little nap, that's actually just right, for you are dropping into a deep theta state so that the energetics can go even more profoundly within. Allow yourself to drink deeply of these energetics without effort, without doing. Your system knows. Trust. Trust your energy field. Trust your wider self's wisdom. Trust your guides, teachers, and masters all combined to know exactly what you need in this moment. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And energetically. For within this space, not only is all possible, but all your potentials are accessible. So in this next step of integrating and incorporating, again, nothing you need do, nothing you need know, no effort whatsoever, merely feel and follow your system's organic process of moving from what might be called a less physical state back to a more physical experience of this particular third dimensional reality we call Earth. It may take 30 seconds, it may take a couple minutes, but whatever time passes, it is exactly right for you. So please allow that to happen. For in this process, oftentimes in that in-between space, information, guidance, symbols, sounds, songs can come in, which will benefit you. And perhaps they may come over the next couple few days. Be on the lookout for your wide variety of resources to bring you that information, gifts of knowledge, inspiration, of perhaps something you would like to implement or do for work, for pleasure, hobby. Now, in this cocooning time, you have the space and the help to do so. I'm going to allow you, if you'd like, to stay in this space. You don't have to come out, but I am going to sign off. The integration process has taken place. So your field is nicely closed, so to speak, to anything further from this practice. And with much honor and respect and gratitude to you and your presence here at this point in time, I bid you adieu and until tomorrow at noon. Be well. Enjoy. Bye.